Hello. Hey in Central Texas. Hello, guys. Hello. Hey, how are you? I am on early. I had some time. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Diary. Hello in South Central PA. Hello, Jody. Hello. Excuse me. Oh, thank you in Poland, Sammy. Hello, Jojo in Scotland. Hello. Hey, Andy. Oh, it's evening there. Oh, yes, Justin. I agree. I am too. Hello, guys. Thank you guys so much, Miss Winter. Thank you guys for the heart me's. Hello, Trisha in Seattle and Angela in Alabama. Hello, Robin in Pittsburgh. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. Hello, Miss Gypsy's Toothbrush. How are you? Hello. Why is Gypsy pushing marriage on Ken? You know, by the way it looks, Nicole, it looks like he's not really trying to rush that. Do you blame him? You know? Hello, Anna in Australia. Hello, Queen in Connecticut. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hey, Paradise. Hello. Before Gypsy, what did I make content about? I did family content. I was over on politics TikTok, and boy, I ain't going back there. And I did comedy and like reaction to that. I also did a lot of Instagram, some family stuff over there. So I'm not new to content creation, just new to this niche. So yeah, that's what I did. Do you think Gypsy has ever seen your videos? Yes, I do know that she's seen my videos. I do know that they've seen my lives. In fact, I had her father hop in on my live. So yes, I know they see them. So, hello, Miss Moore. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. It's just a little short jumper thing. I'm trying to be comfortable today. I didn't have any meetings for work. You're thinking they already got married? I'm not going to lie. I don't think so. And the only reason Christy popped in yours last night doing their rounds, I believe it, Jessica. Thank you, Blanche, guys. Thank you for the heart me's. I really do appreciate those. I really don't know that they got married. I don't think that Ken is trying to jump that gun. I'm just saying, he seems a little put off by it. He doesn't seem too happy lately. I don't think he's going to rush it. Do I think that there may be a little bit of public push to marry her and he may feel obligated? Yes. Do I think that he'll do it out of obligation to the public and their storyline? Yes. Do I think he wants to marry her? No, I don't. Thank you, Corey, for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm with you, user 8, whatever you are. I pray that he doesn't marry her as well. I don't think that Ken is in this for himself. Yeah, I agree, Justin. I really do. Oh, let me decline this. All right, so that's what I wanted to talk about, guys. Oh, thank you, Blanche. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let me just start by saying, guys, if you could just tap my face and get this pushed out there. Thank you, Beautiful Disaster, for the follow. Guys, I am on trying to get to 100,000. I'm like 300 away. So work with me here. Do me a favor, tap and share out the live. Hopefully we'll get some new followers on the FYP. That also brings a lot more people to get this story out to. And so thank you, Carrie Edwards. I appreciate it. And so, it helps all of us in the end of it. And so I appreciate you all for doing that. But what I did, thank you, Gallant, for following. I appreciate it. What I did wanted to talk about was that episode of Life After Lockup last night, guys. Now, let's be real, okay? The show is boring. The show is boring for the average person because, again, you want to be able to relate to reality TV. That's what makes it so interesting. You cannot relate to this chick's life because it's just a hella mess. However, it was really interesting to me and to us. I did see that she called him a douche. But what's really interesting to me and should be interesting to all of us is the fact that we watched this all go down in real life, right? Oh, thank you, Katie. We watched all this go down in real life, right? We were in there. We watched the lives. We watched all of it happen. We watched her mistreating Ryan. We watched it. And here she was last night. First of all, you done ran to the tabloids after telling everybody in the world that the D was fire, right? You ran to the tabloids, hey, Krista, and you told them that he didn't satisfy you and that Ken filled voids that Ryan could never fulfill. Guys, that is the most cruel for somebody who claims to be such a victim of trauma, such a victim of abuse, all of the emotional abuse she went through, all of the verbal abuse and physical abuse and medical abuse, all the abuse that this chick swears that she went through. You would think that she would have a little bit of decency not to do and put that on other people. What she did was cruel. It humiliated him. Let's be real, that's going to live with him for the rest of his life. This guy was out here, picked her up from a prison, married her despite the fact that she's a whole murderer, okay? And he tried to protect her. Let's be real. We all watched it in real time. We watched it go down. He tried to protect her from Christy. Okay, he knew what Christy was about. He saw what Christy was doing. He saw who she was, right? And all he did was want to be a husband to her. I really, truly believe that. Now, do I think he's some great guy for going shopping for a wife in prison? No. No, I don't. However, I do firmly believe that he really cared about her and only her and felt like this was our marriage. Nobody else should be involved. And that, you know, he really wanted to take care of her. And Justin said this. He had a video the other day talking about it is the knight in shining armor, the damsel in distress. I want to go save her. I want to protect her. That's why I think these men are going out there. Now, he went and he did this. And again, he loved her despite the fact that she's a slore. Okay, let's be real. Despite the fact that she's a whole murderer, all of it. He took her as a wife despite all of that. And then she goes out and runs to the tabloids and humiliates him. That is abuse. I don't care what anybody says. That was abuse. That was emotional abuse on him. You had no reason to do that. If he didn't satisfy you, that's something you keep between yourself. You don't put that out for the public. And here you are crying victim to all of the negative publicity you're getting. Oh, I'm a loose woman. They're calling me a whore. They're calling me this. They're calling me that. But look what you're out there. You're doing the same thing you're accusing all of us of doing. Let's be for real. You are out there using and weaponizing the media to make him look like crap, to humiliate him and to hurt him. Because let's be real, she is in fact an evil person, in my opinion. And all she is doing is showing that. And then she's going to sit there and do damage control because she knows those of us who are out here putting this information out there, guys, we watched it all go down. We watched it happen. And then she's going to do damage control. Okay? Whenever we call her out for the negativity, for the things that she's doing, the horrible things she's doing, then she's got to fix the things that she's doing, the horrible things she's doing. Then she's got to fix it in her next episode, her next taping, right? And so this was damage control. Oh, it was an accident. I accidentally told somebody that what? He didn't sexually satisfy you? Your husband? That was an accident? You didn't mean to get it out, but we all watched it. She did it on purpose. She literally went to them and told them that it's Ken that satisfies her in ways that Ryan could never. That was a dig. That was cruel and unusual. That was evil, in my opinion. And then you're sitting there because God forbid the victim, right? I can't look like a victim and be a perpetrator at the same time. I can't be an abuser if I'm the victim. However, you are the one that looks like the abuser there, Gypsy, not the victim. You're playing the victim. You're trying to push that narrative out there, but it's not working. Because you are in fact looking like the abuser. You sat there and you did that to Ryan on purpose. I don't know First of all, not Christy talking about, because Ryan's out here and he doesn't want to stop and he's, constantly on social media talking crap. Let's be real. We didn't hear from Ryan for how long, guys? Ryan was so quiet. Ryan has been quiet. Ryan has not put out anything nearly what I would expect somebody who's pissed off to put out, right? He really hasn't. Yeah, he's talking about his divorce. Your story, you made that his story, Gypsy. You made that his life. Now he gets to talk about it. It's not you he's talking about. It's his story. And he has every right to do so. But for Christy and Gypsy to sit there and act like victims, like he's out there constantly talking and bashing them. Was he for real, though? Was he for real? No, he wasn't. In fact, it was the opposite. It was Christy talking the shit about Ryan. It was Christy in her lives with Bree and everybody else talking the crap about Ryan. In fact, we've seen it even on this episode as they're trying to play victim to Ryan. She's still going to sit there and he's a douchebag. And if you got something to say, call me. You got my number. Like, you got a big fucking mouth, dude. You talk an awful lot of shit. But then you want to cry victim to it. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Oh, I'm going to be a big toughie, but Ryan just won't stop talking about us, and I'm not going to say anything mean, but you're a whole fucking bully, Christy. You are the majority of the problem here. Do you not see it? You can't for real. Just like your mother inserted herself into Dee Dee and Rod's relationship for you, you, in fact, did the same thing to Ryan and Gypsy. You inserted yourself into a whole relationship, into a whole marriage you should never have been in. And then you're going to sit there with your big tough attitude. Oh, you're a douchebag. Like, ooh, all right there, Bayou babe. All right. Anyway, okay, you're going to sit there. First of all, don't talk about relationships because let's all be real. We all know that Christy was just the leftovers that Rod decided he had no choice but to take at the end of it because he done been with everybody else. He took all the ones he preferred. And then when he had nothing left, then he picked you up. So let's all be for real. Okay? That's number one. So don't sit there and act like, ooh, I won the man. No, honey, you were just the leftovers. Just saying. I mean, how many women are in the bayou? I'm pretty sure he just ran out of options. So there's that. And then, but you're going to sit there and you're going to insert yourself into a relationship. And let's be real. Rod, stop playing the fucking game because we watched you call your wife out for that. Oh, because if she ends up getting with Ken, it's going to be all your fault. We all watched it play out. We all watched it play out. Okay? So we know that this was Christy's doing because Rod even admitted it and knew what Christy was doing. And then not Ken gonna sit there and talk about, well, I don't think it's right that you go meet with him. What, her husband? Ken? I mean, you sat there and you took the man's wife and you knocked her up. And let's be real, we're all watching you make yourself miserable, so there's that. But you're gonna get pissed off because what? Because you know your wife's a slore and that she would probably have slept with him had she had met up with Ryan. And she would have played the game because let's be real, we know that Ken knows that she plays the games. We know Ken knows. Just like Ken had to warn her that he had a hot younger brother. Okay? We know what Ken really believes about Gypsy because he's showing it. He is showing it. They are all showing their true colors. And to sit there and play on national television like you're some fucking victim is absolutely pissing me off. It absolutely is making me angry. The fact that you can sit there, you're still collecting victims to this day. Poor little Gypsy Rose. I'm just gonna flash my ass and my boobs and act like a victim and get money for it. And are we for real? Are we for real? Make it make fucking sense. You're all just a bunch of fucking bullies. Don't sit there and act like, oh, because there are no rules here. Yeah, well, we know. And we know what you think about the fact that your daughter's a murderer. I'll never tell her what she did was wrong. Are we for real? Y'all, and then you're going to sit there and bow your heads in fucking prayer. You're going to bow, you have the audacity to bow your heads in prayer on national television. After sitting there, okay, and we just watched the Bayou Boo-Boo on fucking national television being a whole hot mess. Being a whole whore, having an adulterous affair, and then you're going to bow your head and pray. Like, are we for real? Like, do you really believe that we think you're good people? Do you really believe that people believe that you're respectable people? Because you're not. You're not. You're all disgusting excuses for humans. You believe murder is okay and justifiable. Tell that to the good Lord. You sit there and think, well, I mean, marriage is just a piece of paper. I mean, it's a fucking whole commitment, Rod. Not that you would know anything about that, because you actually made it good with Christy, because you're out on the water sleeping with anybody you want to. Let's be real. Let's be real. A leopard doesn't change its spots there. You were always a womanizer. You will always be a womanizer. And don't sit there and act like you are respecting the commitment you have with your wife, because we know that was just an excuse. Okay? Oh, marriage is nothing but a piece of paper. See, that's your problem. That's the problem with all of you. Well, she didn't love him. Oh, well, she shouldn't have committed then. But again, let's bow our heads in prayer as we covet thy neighbor's wife, and we murder, and we lie, and we steal, and we do all the freaking things, but let's bow our head in prayer for national television. Get the fuck out of here. I can't. It's absolutely disgusting to me. I'm just saying. I'm just over it. And what they did to Ryan, first of all, Ken, you owe that man a public apology. How about you start with, I'm sorry I took your wife and knocked her up. How about that one? And Gypsy, oh, I should talk to him so he can get closure and he can feel better. How about you give him a public apology like, I'm sorry I cheated on you. And I walked out on you knowing damn well I was going to do it, but never told you. How about you all start taking some accountability and responsibility and doing something like that? You all want to be public, then why don't you all start with your apologies being public? The apologies you owe to everybody out there. All of you did this man, Ryan, dirty. Dirty as hell. So since you all want to be public, start with the fucking apologies. I'm just saying. It's absolutely ridiculous. Rod, well, I mean, Dee Dee got what she deserved. How about you give the woman an apology, Rod, since you want to bow your head in prayer? I mean, for real. You're going to sit there and dunk yourself in a baptismal bath every other fucking month, thinking that it wipes you and absolves you, but I can assure you that if you keep doing it over and over again, he's laughing at you. I'm just saying. It's absolutely ridiculous, the shit show these people are putting on. Well, thank God the divorce is over. Like, Ken, you shouldn't have been married to you shouldn't have been with a fucking married woman. And you wouldn't be stressing over whether or not the divorce is finalized. You literally took a man's wife and knocked her up. So tell us how you're the victim, you poor thing. Like, are people really not seeing this? It's wild. People want to sit out here and defend her. Then, you know what? To each his own. I don't care if people want to sit out here and defend her. But the bitch is still collecting victims. She's still collecting whole victims along her journey. And everything is just justified for Gypsy Rose. Everything is justified for Gypsy Rose. Not Dreamer gonna sit there and tell me that I'm lying, right, Dreamer? As you're sitting there lying to people, telling them, Ivory told me she had 10 baby daddies with 10 kids. Like, make it make sense, people. And you're gonna call me out for how many kids I have. However, you're justifying a woman who got knocked up and had a whole adulterous affair on her husband. But yet you're going to talk about morality and ethics? Not at fucking me, you ain't. The fact that people justify all of her quote-unquote mistakes makes me sick. It makes me ill. The fact that you can justify anything she done, and then you all chalk it up to, well, she's a victim. She was traumatized. Where's the trauma? She literally weaponized media to humiliate and hurt, emotionally break down a man who actually loved her. But yet you can all justify her behavior how? The fact that you all sit there and justify this is disgusting. If you can justify it, y'all, you're on your own. You're on your own. And it's not just one thing. It's not just two things. It's all of them. They're all committing these acts against other people and then playing victim to it on national television. Open your eyes, people. Don't let them insult your intelligence. Oh, but Gypsy said, poor Gypsy's being a victim. But Gypsy said that she left Ryan. That doesn't make it okay. And let's all be real. We know you left Ryan because you're already knocked up by Ken. Have none of you made a mistake? Yeah, but I mean, over and over again? Is murder really a mistake? Is purposely cheating on your husband and getting knocked up by him because she planned that? You heard Raina, you heard Rod's sister, you heard everybody, you heard Rod. She planned that pregnancy, knowing she was married to a whole different man. That's a mistake? No, that's premeditated. That's premeditated. That's a premeditated affair. That was premeditated. You knew you were going to go get knocked up by him. Y'all, the cycle just keeps going. You premeditated a murder. You premeditated the manipulation of Nick. You premeditated the affair you were going to have with Ken. You thought about that shit. Let's be real. We all know you were discussing that shit with Christy. Ooh, I woke Ryan up at 2 a.m. to tell him I was having feelings about Ken. Dude, you're psycho. You're a sick, twisted individual, and you are, in fact, dangerous to society for the fact that you can think like that and think it's all justifiable. You're sitting there thinking that your horrible behaviors are justifiable. And then again, you weaponize the media to play victim to everything. I'm just a victim. I'm a victim of the adulterous affair I caused. I'm a victim of the murder I plotted. I'm a victim of the manipulation I created with Nick. Come on! Like, you cannot let her influence you like she did Nick and like she does everybody else. You are all sitting here allowing her to manipulate you into believing that she is some kind of victim. That she didn't do this entire thing on purpose. Y'all know she plotted the pregnancy. You know she did. She plotted the cheating. She plotted it all. Oh, I accidentally told the people, the media, that he wasn't satisfying in bed. You accidentally did fucking what? How do you accidentally tell the media during an interview that your husband didn't sexually satisfy you? Accidental? We all watched that shit go down. Are you for real? You're all gaslighting the fuck out of the public, and the public is falling for it. I'm just saying. It's absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. It is mean. It is cruel. And again, she is still collecting victims. Every twist, every turn. She uses people however she can. You think, Ken, that she's going to stay with you forever? You really believe she's your soulmate? Because Nick was her soulmate. Okay? So was Ryan. So you believe this time she's telling the truth. This time you're her soulmate. She loves you so much. She needs you. It's a fucking cat and mouse game, dude. She caught you. Now she's tired. She doesn't want to play anymore. She won. She beat the game. So now she needs a new game. That's really what her story is. That's exactly what she used Dan for. I'm just saying. Ken wants, listen, I don't know what the hell Ken wants. Ken, how do you love her when you don't know who she is? The girl don't know who she is. She doesn't know who she is. How can you love someone who's got no personal identity? You can't. You can't. You can't sit there for 1 second and think that she truly loves you after she told Ryan she truly loves him. And Nick that she truly loved him. You can't think that you're the one and only for her. You are just a game in her fantasy, in her cosplay, in this little world that she created. And you are going to be her next victim. Take this as the cosplay in this little world that she created. And you are going to be her next victim. Take this as the warning, my friend. Because when she does it to you, don't look for sympathy then from us. Because you've been warned. You have been warned. You are her next victim. Excuse me, my allergies. Ivory Rose, please go be a lawyer. Listen, you don't want me to be a lawyer. I'd be held in contempt every other second. I'd be in the clinker. Okay? Because my mouth just goes, obviously. Thank you, Ashley. It's absolutely disgusting. He's manipulating. I don't think he's manipulating her. I think he's fed up with her. I really do believe that he is fed up with Gypsy. I think that, you know, originally he thought this was all a good idea. Now he's like, fuck, I got a whole kid. I'm stuck. You're being real. I am always reported. That's okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for that. No, he doesn't look happy. He looks miserable. I mean, are we all watching it? We're all watching the same thing. Number one, it's boring as hell. Let's all be real. I mean, anything that you could have done that was interesting or trashy, because people watch it because, well, she's trashy. Any trash that you could have done, you've done all in the first episode. I mean, you did an awful lot of trash in the first episode. You left nothing to be done. I mean, you've done it all. You went out slurring, you got knocked up, you got the divorce, you cheated, I mean, the whole thing. I mean, what else can she do for a storyline? It's going to be boring as hell. Thank you so much. This season is absolutely boring because she's got nothing left she can do. Well, except then there's parole end soon. And do I believe that Gypsy is going to fly off the handle and act a whole hot fool? Hell yeah. She's going to remarry who? Remarry her? She will remarry. She will marry Ken just for them to be divorced before the ink on the wedding certificate is even dry. Let's be real. You can't. You don't have some great relationship based off an affair. Based off cheating. And let's be real. He left her once. Here she was in this episode talking about, he broke my heart when he left me. Look what he did to me. You just did the whole same thing to freaking Ryan. But yet yours is justified because you're Gypsy Rose? Come on, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I don't know what Raina is thinking sometimes. I really don't. Because I have my own, I have my own qualms about her. And don't get me started on Christy. I might dislike Christy more than I dislike Gypsy. So there's that. Just because, you see, Gypsy is sick. Psychologically, she's ill. I don't care what Gypsy tells you. I don't care what anybody tells you. Now, am I going to sit here and diagnose her? No. No, I don't have those credentials. However, I will tell you with my credentials that she's sick. Psychologically, there's something wrong with her. Okay? Christy, on the other hand, is just pure fucking evil. And is just looking for some attention and money, and look at me. Let's be real. That's all she's looking for. So, again, maybe this time Gypsy's got the excuse because she's sick and twisted. You're just twisted, Christy. So there's that. I am sure in season 3 that there's going to be a proposal and a whole wedding, but do I think it's because they actually want to commit to each other? Do I actually believe it's because they love each other and they want to spend the rest of their life? No, I think it's for clout and views and TV. And because they created this story and now they got to keep it going for a little bit. Because Gypsy, once she makes a story, she's got to keep running with it. And so that's what I think this is all about. What do I think about Mia, Brandy? I think a lot of people like Mia and think that she's the brains and all of it. And while I think she probably has a better outlook on all of this than everybody else. She is just as guilty of all of it as Christy, Rod, Gypsy, Ken, and everybody else. Okay, she is just as guilty of using the blood money, running with this fake story, pushing out. She's just as guilty. Thank you, Nicole. So no, I'm not going to sit there and excuse her because she's pretty and, you know what I mean? She's got a little bit of common sense. No, because if she really had common sense, well, then she wouldn't sit there and play this game with them. I'm just saying. So no, I'm not the biggest fan of Mia, and that's just my opinion. Mia's professional life will absolutely be affected, in my opinion. I don't see how it can't be. You know, I really do think it'll be affected. I can see that Mia is getting a little bit annoyed. What do you think about the brother who stays completely out of it? So I don't speak about Dylan, and I don't speak about Dylan for the simple fact that Dylan has never been public about any of this. I have never seen or heard anything from Dylan, and so because he is silent and doesn't really show that he associates with any of this nonsense, then I'm going to give him the respect to not speak about him. So that's it. You know, I'm not going to talk about him. I think they were all hurt by her early on. Let's all be for real. And then you're going to sit there and in the show, they're going to talk about how Rod was kept away from Gypsy, how Dee Dee didn't allow him to be there, and it was all my mother's fault that my dad didn't show up. I'm sorry to tell you, sweet cheeks. Your daddy didn't show up because your daddy didn't want to show up. Your daddy did not show up because of your mother. Your daddy didn't show up because he didn't care enough to show up. Somebody tell her. Because that she really needs to know. I'm just saying. And I just got reported, so there's that. Guys, I'm going to hop off and then hop back on because, well, I'll be back.